A lot of disappointed fans over there in Leeds, UK. They thought they was gonna get themselves a bloodbath. It was about to go there. Unfortunately, this fight ain't going on no more. This man Mauricio Lara has a vicious cut under his left eye. Let's hear the official results. In round two, it was an accidental clash of heads on Lara. The doctor ruled he is unable to continue because 4 complete rounds have not been held. This fight will be declared a no contest. Well, they call it a technical draw, not a no contest. So this fight, they gonna have to run this shit back. Gonna have to run this back. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. The first 3 rounds was all Josh Warrington. Josh Warrington had that pep in his step, was smashing that dude with the straight right hands, with the left hooks. You know, had Mauricio Lara on the ropes many of times. Mauricio had to get to clinching. You know, unfortunately, this fight has been declared a no contest, but not a no contest, a technical draw. But I would have loved to have a conclusion to this fight to see if Josh Warrington could really finish off what he couldn't finish in the very first fight. You know what I mean? Technical draw has been declared. You know, Josh Warrington came in this fight pumped up, and it showed with his aggression in the first few rounds. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, this fight didn't go 4 rounds. So you already know the deal. They're going to have to declare this fight a no contest. Now, if this fight went over the 4th round, this would have been a Josh Warrington victory, no question about it. And I guarantee you that the man Josh Warrington wouldn't even dare thinking giving this guy a rematch for a third fight, for a trilogy. But, you know, by the grace of God, here we are. You know, it's pretty anticlimactic what happened as far as this fight being declared a technical draw and Josh Warrington fighting in front of his home crowd. It was a sold-out stadium. They were pumped up, you know what I mean? They're going to leave home disappointed. They're going to have to wait for another day for boxing, you know. Josh Warrington was in position today to, you know, avenge that loss. And possibly, if he had the stones to do it, do a third fight, because he got knocked out in his first fight. If perhaps he got a victory via decision, I think we would love to see this fight, you know, be concluded. Now we're going to have a third fight. And winner takes all, in my opinion, you know what I mean? Mauricio Lara, you know, I think he was overwhelmed by the atmosphere. You know, no longer was he brought in here to be the opponent. He actually came out last. Josh Warrington, the home fighter, yes, he took a loss in the first fight. He came out first, you know what I mean? And rightfully so. You got to give him credit for even allowing Mauricio Lara to come in first. You never know. They might have been it might have been a stickler in the negotiations, and they might have gave the man hell to get that to walk out last. Let's hear Josh Warrington, guys.
You've been through all the build-up for the rematch. Such a disappointing way to end the fight tonight. How are you feeling?
First, I'm absolutely gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. I mean, the certain section we had to walk out. All these people who've paid hard and money wanted to see me get redemption tonight. And I mean, these things happen, but it's the first time it's something serious as this. And I thought I'd open him up with a punch in the first round, whatever. It's 82, whatever. It's 82, and I'm absolutely good, mate. I'm absolutely good.
It's very early on in the fight to really assess how things were going. But did you feel different than things in the first fight? How did it feel then?
After the first round, I had to get knocked out. You know, obviously had to get knocked out. You know, obviously we had a game plan to go by, a bit more defensively sound. But
we have Lyth Al in the chat. He says Tyson Fury had an axe wound on his hand, on his fight not stopped. You're right. And they didn't stop that fight because they weren't trying to fuck up that money as far as a Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight. Now, if that cut was on, was it Tom Schwartz he fought? Or, it was the guy from Sweden, right? The Scandinavian guy.
The manager Steve Wood and promoter Eddie Hearn. The manager Steve Wood and promoter Eddie Hearn.
I forgot the Scandinavian guy's head who fought Tyson Fury, who cut him up. But I can guarantee you, if the foot was on the other shoe and there was a Scandinavian guy, I forgot his name. He fought on Showtime in his last fight, and he beat up somebody. Was it George Washington, Gerald Washington? If the fight was on the other shoe, they would have stopped that fight. They didn't stop that fight, not because they were really concerned about Tyson Fury's health. They stopped that fight because they weren't trying to fuck up that money between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. But I agree with you. He did have a massive gash on his head. This dude Josh Warrington ain't talking about shit. I can't even barely understand his English. I mean, brother's got a thick Leeds accent, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we want to see. We have to see a trilogy. This fight gets declared a technical draw. Josh Warrington's acting like it wasn't his head that caused the gash on Mauricio's eye. You know, it was an accidental headbutt. These things happen, no question. But you know, you had to knock this dude out or actually finish the fight. But here we are. We're going to have a third fight for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. Michael Hernandez says, Warrington was dirty. Laith Ali says, Otto Wallin. Thanks, my friend. That's the name. Otto Wallin. You got it. So, Otto Wallin, if that cut was on Otto Wallin's face, they would have stopped the fight. But, very anticlimactic. I ain't going to lie. I really wanted to see the conclusion to this, you know. Josh Warrington was not in the clear. This fight only went 3 rounds. You know, this guy, he fought Mauricio Lara, as a big puncher who knocked his ass out in the later rounds. So you never know what could have happened, man. It's 12 rounds. And Josh Warrington ducked Kid Galahad. He ducked my man Gary Russell from Capitol Heights, Maryland. You know, and this is a guy, Josh Warrington, talking about something, the way he's feeling tonight. Nobody could beat me. Boy, please. I know plenty of featherweights who could beat your ass. Don't do that. Don't get me started. Big ups to everybody in the chat. Mauricio Lara, unfortunately for him, he got caught with one big flush right hand in that first round. And I was like, oh, shit, that shit kind of rocked his ass back. You know, he had to close his eyes, basically. But that headbutt, it did look a little intentional, but I'll give Warrington the benefit of the doubt. But you never know. Maybe that was his only strategy to beat this big puncher in Mauricio Lara. The referee declares to stop the fight. Technical draw we have. We shall wait for the third fight. Mike Hernandez says, I had Lara 2-zip, but he dirty. Rematch Lara. Lethal says, yeah, very corrupt. They have to be Queensberry rules, but they all say they're warriors. Yep. So, yo, big ups to everybody in the chat. I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you're new to the channel, please share and subscribe. If you like the content, hit that thumbs up. And I'll keep y'all posted on any fights coming up in the near future. You know, when it comes to post-fight reviews, B Marsh is there. All right? I'm gone. Peace.